Basketball is a serious sport, but sometimes the players, coaches, and fans alike forget that. The NBA has seen its fair share of strange and bizarre moments throughout its history, from wild hairstyles to peculiar player behavior. These events have captivated fans and become memorable moments that live on to this day. Every now and then, something happens that reminds us that the NBA can also be a place for hilarity, absurdity, and pure weirdness. Today, we will dive into some of the most hilarious and weird moments in NBA history. Who doesn't love a little bit of craziness? And when it comes to eccentric personalities, the first name that pops up in our head is none other than Dennis Rodman. But wait, what about his hair? You can literally write a whole book on just his hairstyle. From rainbow colors to shapes and patterns carved into his scalp, he sure knew how to keep things interesting on and off the court. His name was so bizarre that references often mistook him for a psychedelic creature on the loose instead of an NBA player. But hey, who cares? The man knew how to make heads turn. Literally. Back in the good old days of 2004, when basketball was a bit rough and tumble than it is now, there was a legendary brawl that broke out during a game between the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers. It all started with some serious bad blood between these two teams. But things really got spicy when one fan decided to cool off Ron Artest by throwing their drink at him. Well, let me tell you folks, that was like lighting a match on gasoline. Next thing you know, Artest went full Hulk mode and charged into the stands for revenge. Chaos ensued as fans scrambled to defend themselves against this rampaging athlete. The whole scene looked like something straight out of an action movie, or maybe even WWE. Except this time, it wasn't staged. However, we can look back and laugh about how ridiculous it all seems. It's almost as ridiculous as you not subscribing to this channel. Moving on. During a matchup between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks back in 2010, the most hilarious thing happened. The scene was set as LeBron James, with all his stardom aura, attempted to inbound the ball when Sean Williams from the Knicks thought it would be nice to embrace him lovingly. But, well, let's just say that King James did not quite appreciate this show of affection, and decided to add some drama by flinging himself on the ground like he had been attacked by an invisible force. You don't see King James do that every day, do you? It was no surprise that it went viral instantly, and became the meme sensation for weeks. People couldn't stop laughing at the LeBron James flop. Can you blame them, though? Then in 2007, when basketball was played with a round object and not holograms, something hilarious happened during a game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. Suddenly out of nowhere came a bat. It swooped down onto the court like Batman himself had just arrived to save Gotham. The players were stumped as they tried to capture it, but this crafty creature kept evading them like some kind of mystical ninja. Just when everyone thought it couldn't get any crazier, in flew Manu Ginobili, who clearly has more experience dealing with winged creatures than anyone else on that court. He took one look at that rogue bat and decided he wasn't going to let this fella disrupt his game. What did he do next, you ask? With all eyes watching in awe, Manu channeled his inner Spider-Man and caught that pesky pest midair with his bare hands. The stadium erupted in applause louder than Kanye West's ego at an award show. This is still to date the funniest encounters in an NBA game, man versus bat. In 2004, something totally bizarre went down during an NBA game between the LA Lakers and the Detroit Pistons. With only a few seconds left on the clock and his team trailing by 1 point, Kobe Bryant decided to go into God mode and take the final shot. It was one of the I'm him moments, as he had done so many times in his career. Unfortunately for him, he completely missed the basket with what is now known as an air ball. But here's where it starts to get weird. Instead of throwing a tantrum like any other normal athlete would do after losing such an important game-winning moment, Kobe just walked off looking like a deer caught in headlights, speechless and stunned. This left the crowd in shock, as well as gave them something to laugh about. Back in 2013, while the Denver Nuggets were playing against the New York Knicks, Kenneth Fairy decided to show off his fancy footwork by accidentally kicking a ball into his own team's basket. You heard that right. Man took helping the team to the next level, but in the opposite direction. It was such a surprise that even Farid's own teammates were left scratching their heads in confusion. The blooper moment got caught on camera and spread like wildfire across social media, with fans dubbing it as the ultimate Own Goal of the Year award winner. Talking about weird traditions in the past, the supporters of the Sacramento Kings are infamous for toting cowbells to games and jingling them incessantly. The practice kicked off in the 1980s when a neighborhood disc jockey proposed that fans carry cowbells to a game as an act of ringing in the start of basketball season. The concept was adopted with enthusiasm, and at present you can hear bovine chimes echoing all around the stadium during every Kings matchup. In 2000, during Game 5 of the World Series, the Anaheim Angels debuted a new tradition, the Rally Monkey. The team played a video of a monkey jumping around on screen, and it seemed to inspire the team to make a comeback and win the game. The tradition caught on, and soon other sports teams, including the Los Angeles Lakers, adopted the Rally Monkey as their own.